This is a continuation of my discussion of fractions, and what I want to remind you that we talked about are equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are the same amount of stuff, but different. They're different in that, notice in this pie it was cut into 4 pieces, and 1/4 is this much. This pie was cut into 8 pieces, but notice that if someone ate 2 pieces, it would be 2/8, but it's the same amount of pie as 1/4. And so we say that 2/8 and 1/4 are equivalent because they're the same amount. And we use an equal sign to demonstrate that. Also, remember equivalent fractions, and then also previously we discussed pies, always pies, pies. What I want you to remember is that when we added 1/2 of pi and 1/2 of pi, the bottom number, the denominator, did not change, only the top number. 1 plus 1 is 2. And our result was a whole pie that was made up of 2 halves. So it's cut in 2 parts, and there are 2 pieces. So it's 2/2, which is also equal to 1. It's equal to 1 whole pie. Here we go. An important thing about adding fractions, we're going to use this example, 5/8 plus 1/4. Remember that previously we said that the bottom number has to be the same before we can add 2 fractions. We can't add 5/8 to 1/4 because the bottom number, the denominator, has to be the same. And that means before we can add these 2 fractions, one of them has to be changed. The 1/4 has to be changed to a fraction with an 8 on the bottom. An equivalent fraction with an 8 on the bottom. A fraction equivalent to 1/4, the same amount of stuff, but with 8 on the bottom. So creating equivalent fractions is a thing you do when you do fractions. Before you can add, you often have to create equivalent fractions. So we've taken the 1/4 from the problem, and we want to create a fraction with 8 on the bottom. So what we do is we look at the 4 and we say, what do we have to do to the 4 to make it an 8? We have to multiply it by 2. Now, this is very important in fractions. Whatever you do on the bottom, you have to do on the top. In order for this to become an equivalent fraction, whatever we do on the bottom, we have to do on the top. So on the bottom, we multiplied by 2 to get 8. So that means we also have to multiply 2 by 2 on the top, times 2. So we take 1 times 2 is 2. Now we've successfully created an equivalent fraction to 1/4. Our goal was to create an equivalent fraction with an 8 on the bottom. Now we can finish the addition problem as shown here on the bottom. Our original problem was 5/8 plus 1/4. We've changed the 1/4 to 2/8. And so now we can add 5/8 plus 2/8, We add the 5 and the 2, we get 7. So our answer is 5/8 plus 2/8 is 7/8. So our original problem was 5/8 plus 1/4. And our answer would be 7/8, because we changed this to an equivalent fraction, but we added them and we got 7/8. Okay. Here's a worksheet for equivalent fractions. The first example I've done as an example, 3/6. If we wanted to create an equivalent fraction for 3/6, and we had 12 on the bottom, we have to do the same on the top. So 6 times 2 is 12. So on the top we also have to multiply by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. In the second one, we have a fraction 2/4, and we want to create an equal fraction of something over 8. Well, in order to go from 4 to 8, we had to multiply times 2. And so we'll multiply times 2 on the top as well. 2 times 2 is 4. So our answer on this one is 4, and it's 4/8. See if you can do these, and I will go ahead and in the next video I will complete them. So you're making equivalent fractions by filling in the box with what you need. Okay.